Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey folks, my name is Nathan Walker. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a third-year bio student from Whitehorse, Yukon, and I'm hoping to be your next VP academic. So I've been on the SAC for 3 years now, and during that time, I've seen it become less and less effective. And I don't think it's because of the ideas coming out of the SAC. I think that we've become so bogged down in discussions about ourselves, bylaws, elections, that we've sort of lost sight of our mandate, which is to represent students. So as a member of the executive, I would hope to sort of refocus us back towards protecting student interests. So within my portfolio as VP Academic, there are 3 things that I would like to pursue, as well as other issues that come up, any other suggestions people have. The first is career counseling services. There's been some great work done this year as far as a petition, as far as pressure from the SAC and from students, but the university administration has shown no sign that they're listening, and it's not looking like we'll have one for next year, so we need to keep the pressure on them for that. The second is getting students on faculty hiring committees. For an undergraduate university that's focused on teaching and learning, it's absurd that with the exception of one department, the geography department, students aren't involved in the hiring committees for faculty. So I would hope to have students on every hiring committee as a voting member. That would need to come through as a policy in Senate. Finally, I would continue work on student evaluation of teaching. This has been something that's been going on for years, probably close to a decade with the SAC, constantly campaigning to improve student evaluation of teaching on campus. And this year, for the first time, profs are required to perform a standard evaluation of teaching. What we need to have happen now is that those results need to be released to deans, departmental heads, so that the administration knows when there's something wrong, when there's something that's not being fixed, that there's a faculty member that's a problem. It's not a punitive thing, but that awareness needs to be there. Now, I know that these things probably sound very familiar. They're campaigns that have been going on in the SAC for a while, including this year. But at this university, things, especially relating to academics, move at a glacial pace. And the SAC has such a high turnover that a lot of the time great ideas are left behind year after year in favor of new ideas. But what needs to happen is we need to keep the pressure on, because the administration's learned that if something's happening in the SAC that they don't like, they can just wait a year and everything will clear up. They'll have a blank slate. So we just need to keep that pressure on. Though, if anyone has any other concerns or campaigns or things that they'd like to see changed, we'd definitely be able to work with that. So thanks for listening. I'd like to hear your questions.